There you go. Off.
We'll cut that off anyways.
Yeah.
So what's up, Jose? How you doing, bro?
Doing good, brother. Doing
Yeah?
good. Yeah.
How's life treating you right now? Super busy or what?
Yeah, you know, it's not bad. I can't complain. I mean, it's got its slow parts, but
Yeah.
bills are getting paid.
Yeah, hell yeah. You were telling me about your boys, right? You just finished wrestling. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I have one boy that my youngest one, he made it to state. Only guy from Wasco to qualify for state, so that's a big accomplishment.
Heck yeah.
Think about it, probably 8,000 kids trying out for the whole state, trying to make it. Only 40 make it to state.
No way.
Per weight, you know. So,
Okay.
So he did good. He didn't do
awesome.
good at state. He went 0-2, but just making it there alone is a big accomplishment.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's high school division, right?
Yeah, that's high school.
Still? Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. How old is he?
He's 17. Will be basically 18. He'll be 18 next week.
Okay, damn. He's pretty top boy for.
Oh yeah.
You know, he's
Yeah.
what, like 6 something? Getting too close to 6.
6'1".
6'1"?
Yeah,
Damn.
6'1". Yeah. Not sure who his dad is, but yeah, he's pretty good. He's a little athlete, but in the work, you know. So
Yeah.
that's what it covers.
How many kids do you have total?
I got 3 boys.
You got 3 boys, okay. And there's 2 that go to the gym with you?
That's my nephew.
Okay,
The other
okay.
one's my nephew. Just my son goes to the gym. My oldest, he's sheriff deputy now.
Okay.
Not in here, the different county.
Okay,
And then
okay.
I got one that's going to be a teacher, teaching now.
Oh, okay. So the other one is your nephew. I thought it was your son the whole time.
No, the real cut up one.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's just gifted. That kid's gifted.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my nephew. Yeah.
Okay.
He's a little stud too. He's a stud.
But yeah, you keep them straight, dude, because they're right there hitting it all the time, you know?
They need it. I tell people, you want to succeed. I mean, it's going to teach you to be better in anything. You know that. You put in the time. It's going to. I mean, you only got one body. What do? Take care of it.
Of course,
take care of
it.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice, man. Yeah, like I was telling your brother, I had to ask you first if you wanted to be in the podcast. And then you're like, you know what, dude? I'm down, but you need to do my brother. So it was a little, it was nice doing. You know, like at the beginning, I was a little nervous because I never talked to somebody in a podcast that I didn't know him personally.
Okay.
And man, that conversation was awesome, dude. Badly the cameras died before we even finished our conversation. He could have gone another 2-3 hours, man. We were really good talking, you know, and. It was pretty nice. I'm glad I had him. Probably gonna do a second episode with him again. So you know, but like I said, I was planning on bringing the older brother. So now we have you here, man.
Maturity, huh? Yeah. I've lived a lot longer than him, so
Yeah,
we're 30 years apart.
30 years apart. Oh
30
my
years
God.
apart. Yeah, he was the oops.
Yeah, that's a big gap, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we don't act like we're 30 years apart. I mean, we're tight as can be. You know, my brother's. For me, I'll do anything for him, you know, and he'll do anything for me too. So
yeah,
that's a good thing. So, but it's not people saying, "Do you seem like your son?" I go, "No, he's my brother."
Okay,
he's my brother. I'll treat him like my brother, you know, and I mean, I love him just like my brother. I love him like my sons, but he's my brother.
Yeah,
you know? Yeah. I'm not gonna treat him like my boys. I can treat my boys a lot worse. I guarantee you.
Yeah, that's nice, man. And you know, like you're pretty damn good together. You know, like you say you're in your 50s.
Yeah, I'm 51.
51. You see, that's crazy, man, because you look pretty young, you know. And then, like, I see the gym pushing weights and, you know, stocking out. Remember, I told you one time, like, when we had a conversation before, I was like, dude, like, I wish I want to look like that when I'm 50, you know. So that's awesome, man.
Well, it's a difference. When I was your age, I didn't look like that. Believe me. I started 2009, 2010.
Okay.
I started doing that, and before, I mean, I was up to 300 pounds almost.
No way.
Yeah, size 44 in pants and just miserable.
What the heck, dude? It does not look like. I thought you were like, you know, in shape your whole life.
No. I mean, I was in shape when I was younger playing soccer.
Yeah, and then it went away.
Then it went away, and then had no motivation for myself. And I tell people, you know what? If you don't motivate yourself, I mean, it's for you. It's not for nobody else. Not to look good for nobody. It's to look good for yourself.
Yeah, of course, of course.
But yeah, no, I've changed a lot, believe me.
Yeah.
Eating habits. I mean, I learned to eat the right way. I mean, not eat the right way. Just eat what your body needs.
Yeah.
You can eat anything you want. Just put in what your body needs.
Yeah, that's a hard part, dude.
Yeah.
Try to make yourself stop especially when the food is good, you know.
Especially being Hispanic.
Exactly.
Eat everything on the plate. You have to eat everything on the plate. You know. No, I tell my kids, eat when you're full.
Yeah.
When you're full, you don't eat no more. You know, you're just done. So
and
it's a big difference.
That's how my kids are, dude. They just like they have a full plate, they pick at it, and like, okay, I'm done. I'm like, good, you know. Good. Y yo soy al revés, dude. Like, you're playing like, me quedé como con hambre. I don't know if I should get a second plate or not. My lady's like, here it goes. Just eat whatever you can, and I messed up right there, you know. But I try to get better. I get habits. Right now we're in a challenge actually with my concuño right here, Chris, and the whole family. We try to do better for ourselves, and we try to kick in this challenge, see who could beat it, you know, who could take it.
Yeah. Put a little money on the table, and actually I got a challenge for my boys right now too. I got my two older boys they were studs, they were wrestlers and everything else, and they got a little bigger. And I told them, I go, you know what? I'm going to give you guys to this date, and you guys, they're not challenging each other.
Okay.
I give them a weight.
Okay.
I go, you make that weight, I'm going to give you $500 each.
Oh, damn.
And they're like, okay, we'll take it. I go, yeah. You don't got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
You're going to lose weight, feel better.
And make some money.
I go, I mean, what else do you want?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just a little challenge. Just because I want to see my kids, I don't want to see them suffer like I did.
Yeah.
I tell them, if you take care of yourself now, it's going to be, if you make it a routine like you.
It's a reward for you. Yeah.
I mean, the days you don't go to the gym, how do you feel?
Oh, dude, like I'm miserable.
You're
like, especially when I go like probably like 4 or 5 days without going.
Oh, yeah.
Just like, tu autoestima se te baja. You start like getting mad, angry. Like you need that to go and get out of your system, you know?
Yeah.
And then you walk away like you know, like a new person again.
Yeah. And then, I mean, like I said, we're not there for the compliments, but the compliments feel good.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you
of
see
course.
people tell you, hey, young people tell you, hey, how do you do it? You know, like you told me right now, you know, I want to be 51 years old, look like that. I like, hey, you're on the right road. How's that? You're on the right road. Just stay in there. Stay in there. Do whatever you want. Enjoy. Drink a beer. Drink 10 beers. Just know that the next day you're going to have to sweat them out.
To work it out. Yeah, dude. And that's the most important thing, you know, because, you know, some people are in there for challenges, for lose weight or whatever, but sometimes you still have to like, you know what, I could drink a beer and enjoy my damn workout, and just, you know, how you have a routine, you know, that's the main thing. Keep the same thing going, you know.
Yeah, and the challenge should be about the money. It shouldn't be about everything else. The challenge should be about your health.
About
your health. How do you want to be?
Yeah.
How do you want to feel? Do you want to walk around proud, or do you want to walk around like hide your stomach? Do you want to buy that nice shirt that costs $150 but it doesn't look good on you?
Yeah, right.
You know, I've been there. I've been there. I mean, last year or 2 years ago when I turned 50, actually I'll be 52 this year, I went and I bought $600 pair of boots. I bought a $150 shirt. I've never bought a $150 shirt, and I put it on in a slim fit, and I feel comfortable. I feel like, damn, I feel like,
now I pull this out.
Yeah, I had $1,000 worth of clothes on me. I'm like, hey, this is good.
Yeah.
You know, proud.
Yeah, sometimes you get to that shape, you know, where you just could wear whatever you want, man. And it just you know, you can feel it. You like your confidence, your shoulders. You're walking around. It's like, okay, I feel better, you know.
Yeah.
And then there's sometimes where you're just like, okay, you know, now me estoy pasando, you know, I need to slow down in this, and your body tells you, you know, your body tells you how you're feeling and everything.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good, man. So, we're gonna take it back to see who Jose is. I don't know your full story, you know, but we're gonna get to know you right now. Want to get loose and tell us a little bit about yourself. How's life growing up, you know?
You know, I'm come from McFarland. I'm originally from McFarland. I graduated from McFarland High. I grew up, you know, with a good Hispanic family. My parents, dad would work. You know, I learned how to work since I was 12 years old.
Okay.
Out in the fields, moving irrigation lines by contract and everything. So I always knew how to hustle. I always knew how to hustle. I took off to the military when I was 18.
Oh, okay.
I went to the Army, came back, and, you know, got caught up in a little bit of stuff, you know, bad stuff here and there, and then wasn't good. You know, I fell into a deep end and just dug myself out. I mean, I got caught up, lost my parents when we were young. Michael can tell you that story. He was a year and a half old, so, you know, I was 21 years old and I fell apart. I fell apart and got myself into drugs. Alcohol was big, you know, drugs, of course, was big. And then got in trouble, did a year locked up for minor stuff. And when I came out, I said, I'll never do that again. You know, I was looking at my kids through a cell, having my kids, and I go, I'm putting my wife through this. And I go, you know what? It's not something you need to do. So, I mean, I just tell people, I go, you know what? When they say I can't do it, I go, you can do it. It's done. You know, I turned around, started working here in Wasco, got a job at Napa, worked there for 3 months. Then they offered me a job at H&H, and I worked there for, 7 years.
Okay.
Offered it to me, and I bought it. I jumped.
Yeah.
My wife was like, what do you think? I go, let's do it. I go, what's the risk? You lose it, you lose it. You go back to work. I mean, we know how to work.
Yeah.
I go, but if you don't take the chance, how will you know? You know?
Okay, yeah. I remember you telling me one time, we're actually working out, and you're telling me about one of your employees that he's been there with you for a few years, and you're actually making a comment about it, like, dude, like, maybe once I get to the age, I'll sell it, or I'll pass it to you, or see if you want to make the investment, right?
Yeah. I got a guy named Bradley. He's been working with me for 14 years. Very good employee, very responsible. Anytime he's there. If I tell him to stay over, he'll stay over. Never questions. He gets paid good. Comes from Marvin. But I've told him, I go, you know what? I'm 51. I'll be 52 this year. I've told him maybe by the time I'm 60, or maybe a little before. I go, hey, the price is right. If you can come up with some money, or if not, I'll lease it to you and you run the business. I'll step away. I mean, money's good. Money's always, it makes the world round. But I tell you what, money doesn't make you happy.
Yeah.
As long as I can pay my bills, that's all I need.
Yeah, and it keeps you more involved with your kids too. Like I said, I see you up and down with them, and you're still running your business, and it's a good balance of life. When you get to that position, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah. Well, having your own boss, being your own boss, gives you the freedom to do everything you want. It does. If my son has a tournament on a Wednesday, I'm there. I told my wife, unfortunately, she's a teacher, and it's hard for her to take some days off, because they only give her limited days. I go, I'm not going to miss nothing. I go, my kid's not going to not know to have a parent out there. I see a lot of kids that we take that, unfortunately, their parents can't do it. They got to work or whatever. I go, not my kid.
Yeah.
I go, he's going to have it, because you have little ones right now, and as soon as they do something good, they look to who?
Yeah,
they look to dad.
Around like
they don't look for mom. Yeah. Even though mom's there, they look for dad.
Yeah.
They look for the happiness of dad. Yeah, the excitement. When they do something bad, they still look to who? Dad. Like, oh, I screwed up. And they look at dad. They have that corner. So you know what? Dads are a big role.
Yeah.
I tell people, you can't be a father, then don't have a kid.
Yeah.
You have to be there 100%. It's hard, like I said. Some parents, they do work and understand that, and it's very understandable. But if you have the opportunity to be there, why not?
Yeah. And people should realize that, we do have to work, but maybe you need to take a day off once in a while, maybe every 3-4 months, just to go to your kids' project or something like that. Because even my kids ask me, and then I go, like when I was trucking, I was able to change my schedule around, and now I work for the state, so it's a little hard, a little different for me to switch my schedule. And my boy asked me, like, hey dad, like how come you're not there today? And I could feel the pain, dude.
Yeah.
But once I get situated, I'm gonna be able to get some hours, and then now I'm gonna move to work here in town now, so it's gonna be way easier and better for me to work around the schedule for them and for me. And that's the purpose of life.
You're gonna work forever. I'll tell you right now. It will work forever, and your kids will grow up before you know it.
Yeah.
Before you know it, they just blink of an eye. My 17-year-old now, or 18-year-old. I remember him being tiny little dot. Now I'm like, man, I have pictures. I'm like, wow, I got a grown man now.
Yeah.
I got a grown man, and you don't want to miss that. You don't want to miss the first time he hits a home run. Yeah. You don't want to miss the first time he gets struck out because you can put it in his face. You don't want to miss the time that, the first time he pins someone in wrestling, or he shoots that 3-pointer and he's never hit one before. You don't want to miss that. There are opportunities there's things you don't want to miss. Mm-hmm. You don't, and that's me as a parent. I think that's more important than any dollar I make.
Oh yeah, dude.
I think so.
100%. I've been trying my best. Like I said, I'm really involved with them. They're still little.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be there full time. I'll make it happen. Because the goal is to my kids have a good life, a better life.
Yeah. No, that's everybody's dad. You make a good living for yourself. You want your kid to be better living than you.
Yeah.
I tell my kids, you don't want to be me. You want to be better than me.
You want to be better. Yeah.
That's my goal. If you're not better than me, I didn't do my job.
Yeah.
I did not do my job. So I tell everybody, like, oh, my kid wants to be a carpenter like me. Well, why does he want to own a whole company of carpenters?
Yeah.
Why does he want to own a whole place where you make 20 and 30 sets of cabinets, not one? The same thing with mechanic shop. Why do you want to own a little shop like this when you can own a dealership? Mm-hmm. Why? If you make it accessible for them, they could do it.
Yeah.
That's one thing I tell people. You know what? Why do you want to make pennies when you can make dollars?
Yeah. And I seen a lot of times where there's some kids like that they take their parents' business to a next level, dude. Like you need to build the road for them, as a parent. Because I seen like I have like 5-6 friends that some of them. If they work for their parents, they end up, like splitting, doing some other thing. And some of them had came back to keep growing their parents' business. And they're super successful, And there's some people that never go back and never, take it to the next level. And then their business never grows. It just stays like that and then disappears or goes in bankrupt or whatever, But I seen a few businesses like that where friends they just take it to a different level,
And it's easy. Like I tell people, you want to become a mechanic or you want to become whatever, go to school, learn it. Mm-hmm. Learn it to do it better than I do, because everything's evolving. Everything's getting more and more sophisticated, and you want to learn it. You want to do that. But I always tell my kids, the opportunity's here. Believe me, I will walk away. If you want to run this, I will walk away. You give me enough to just to pay my little bills, and you can do your thing.
Yeah.
There's money to be made in the shop. There's money to be made in any business you do, what you're doing aside, money to do. There's money to be, it's just, don't be happy just making that money.
Yeah, yeah.
There's more
move
money.
around, especially when you're younger. Like there's ways to move around. I always look for opportunities. Like me and my boy Chris right here. Like we always have that mentality, dude, and then we're getting involved to just look for new things. Like, hey, dude, how about this or how about that, or let's give it a try. But we don't just talk about it. We're trying to move forward with everything that we're doing. I'm
impressed with all your videos you show, man. I'm impressed how you tear down a trailer and how you do the stuff. It's just like. It's very encouraging. It's very like, man, it's exciting to see someone like that start. Like, I'm not happy with what I'm doing. Good. I'm not happy. I want more.
Yeah, of course. Dude,
nothing wrong, and it's not necessary for you. It's for your kids.
Yeah,
it's for all you guys. It's just like, so you could enjoy the time off. If I bust my butt off now, I'll get to enjoy the stuff when it really counts. And it's good.
And for me, I like to stop. I like to keep moving, dude. Like, even though it's like, let's say not something so big or whatever, like it keeps my mind distracted from doing dumb things, like, because you've been there, I've been there, so the more busy I stay, the more projects I have, dude, I'm a happy person,
Yeah.
I don't like depressed. I don't like just staying in one spot because I feel like I'll get depressed or go back to bad habits.
Bored, yeah. I mean, I do that. I've coached football for 23 years. I was coaching youth football for 20 years, and I went to the high school coach for 3 years, and then I finally told him, I'm done. I got grandbabies on the way. I'm done. And then I'm like, what am I going to do with all this extra time?
Yeah.
And then you're like, driving to the liquor store. No. I'm like, man, it's like, it's extra time. So you have to keep yourself busy as a man.
Yeah.
If you don't, you will fall to something.
Yeah.
You will fall to something. I tell people, keep yourself busy. Mm-hmm. I mean, my grandbabies keep him busy now. I got 4 grandbabies. So I'm always back and forth to one or the other one. I go to the coast. I'll take a time off a month and say, I'm going to go visit my grandbabies. I told my guys, you run the shop.
Yeah.
I'm out of here. If it's on fire, call the fire department. I got insurance, Yeah. I go, but I just... keep yourself busy. I mean, keep yourself busy the way you're doing it. Yeah, I mean, you're busy all the time.
Yeah.
You're busy all the time. I'm surprised you even got time for some of this stuff.
I know. Like I was telling you today, we're just kind of rolled for coaching for the kids, Yeah. And it's gonna be a little challenging. We never done it, We see the coaches how bad they're stressed out, especially when little ones.
Yeah.
Because I had my boy last season. He was 4 or 5 age for the team, and man, they were just like little chickens running around, And now we're gonna take the challenge, me and my lady, and see how that goes. But it should be fun, I love it.
You'll do good.
Yeah, well, I'm 100% sure we'll enjoy it. We know like already like 2-3 kids there. My boy Frankie's pretty good, pretty disciplined, so he'll probably try his best to, especially because daddy's gonna be the coach. So
yeah, he's gonna try and impress you every time he swings that bat and catch the ball. Take one in the head or catch it.
Yeah. I just got him out of the boxing, and I was talking to the coach. And then he's like, man, we're really going to miss that boy, But as soon as the season is over, he's going to go back to boxing again,
Let him try everything. Let him enjoy everything. Then later on, you'll see what he loves.
Yeah. Whatever he wants to try, I'll be like,
try it,
give him green light for everything,
Whatever, There's time for everything. I mean, I coach my kids football, some of them since they were like 6 years old, 5 years old. I coached Bengals of 1 year. They had little kids. And it was interesting. I coached 5 and 6 year olds and trying to make these kids do some plays that I do in high school.
Okay.
And it was interesting. But you know what? People that watch me, they were amazed with me. I had these kids doing crazy plays, reverses, halfback passes. They're like, these are 5 and 6 year olds. I go, you know what? The sky's the limit.
Yeah,
I go, if you can convince that kid that he can fly, he's going to find a way to fly for you. They want to please you. And a lot of times, as a coach, you are their dad.
Yeah, of course.
A lot of times, they don't have those parents show up, and you are the dad of these kids.
Yeah.
So they're not only influencing your son, you're influencing all these other kids.
Yeah.
So, for me, it was a thrill. It was like an excitement. It was a challenge. People were like, you're going to coach these kids 5 and 6 year olds to run a double wing? I go, yeah, I'm going to do it. And I did it. And I went to the championship game.
No way.
We lost. We lost the championship game, but hey, we made it.
Still made it, yeah.
Yeah, out of 12 teams, 13 teams.
Okay.
We were in the championship in the Super Bowl, they call it.
Okay.
And we got our butt handed to us. We got our butt handed to us, but hey, we were there. And I did something that people could not believe in.
No, that's nice, man. That's nice. Yeah, I like to, like I said, I like to stay involved with kids sports, and let's see where this takes us, and then, like I said, it's good to be involved with other kids because some of them don't have their parents, or some of them their parents are lost. You'd be surprised the things that the people who live at homes.
Oh yeah, just the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Just that 1 hour, an hour and a half you give them of coaching, it's their peace.
Yeah.
It's their peace, it's their excitement, it's their, they get to smile. And I mean, and just the only thing I tell you is don't take it too rough on the kids.
Yeah,
I was a drill sergeant. I'll be honest with you, I was in the military and I had these kids, I wanted perfection, and you know what? And they would do it. Believe it or not, they would do it. And they still come to this day. I have some of these kids that are 28, 30 years old. Coach, give me a hug.
No way, that's awesome,
They still call me coach, and it gives you a big place in your heart.
Yeah, of course.
But sometimes you wonder, like, there's some that you lost.
Yeah.
There's something you lost, and you wish that you can just go back and say, change the way, because some of those kids were just looking for that hug.
For somebody, yeah. Dude,
that hug. And then, like I said, and like I tell people, if you're going to break a kid, make sure you know how to build them back up.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're going to break them, I tell coaches all the time, because some coaches will yell and break a kid, or even broken. I go, don't do that.
Yeah.
If you're going to yell at a kid and you're going to break them, make sure you build them back up.
Yeah, yeah.
I go, that's your job. Your job's not to win.
Yeah.
Win, I tell you right now, we're not going to win every day in life. We're not. We got to learn how to lose, unfortunately. Yeah. But our job is how to build these kids up to another level and keep them building. Learn that they will lose. Hey, it's not over. God's giving you another day. Let's go. Hustle. Get it back, So as a coach, that's the only advice I give you. Other than that, good luck.
Yeah, well, there's kids, man, nowadays, too, like, they don't really know how to communicate with other kids because they're all most in their phones and internet, so it's a really good thing for them to have them involved in how to communicate with other kids. It's just going to build their character at the end of the day,
Yeah, it's a lot of times, like I said, the parents are busy on their phones, too.
Yeah. And
they're not communicating with their kids. They're not having a conversation of how was practice today? Mm-hmm. What'd you enjoy? What'd you learn? Back in the days, there wasn't so much technology like that. I mean, it's not available for everybody.
Yeah.
So kids would actually come in, and parents would actually have a concern. Hey, well, my son said he couldn't do this. How can I work with him? They would actually, now it's like, the parents are too busy talking on the phone saying, well, this 5-year-old's a superstar. Why isn't my kid a superstar? Why aren't you making him a superstar?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not here to make your kid a superstar. I'm showing your kid how to play the sport. I'm learning sometimes myself, Yeah, I'm learning myself too. Yeah, but learning how to coach, but I'm doing the best I can. Why don't you come out and help us? Mm-hmm. Well, I don't have time. You don't have time for your kid?
Yeah.
That's what I tell people. You always make time for your kid.
Yeah, you have to get
fighting,
on
you're not fighting the kids. You're fighting the parents sometimes.
Yeah.
The parents, which is, it's okay. It's used to it. Get used to it. It'll be a life story.
Yeah.
A life story. At the end of the day, you're not there to correct the parent. Mm-hmm. You're not there to try to make the parent better. You're trying to make the kid better.
The kid better. Yeah, that's nice, man.
That's my theory. I tell people,
Yeah, and of course. And you see it, as the time goes, like for last season, same thing. It was probably like 12 kids, so 12 parents around there. And someone wouldn't show up, so someone would drop all the kids. And then, like me and my lady would be right there. Sometimes I wouldn't even I wouldn't like to get my chair out because I don't want to be just, like lazy and just look at it. And I'm not talking bad, but I'll try to stand around and then try to play with the kids or wait for the coaches. So, I was telling them, like, if you guys need any help, let me know. And then it's like we created like a little circle, a little ball, because all of a sudden you start seeing parents getting involved too. And then at the end of the season, we had a game parents versus the kids, and it was fun, like all the parents got involved. We made food for the kids at the end of the season, and it was a pretty good challenge. There was a kid that was really shy. At the end of the day, at the end of the season, he was playing with all the kids already, talking to the coaches and everybody. So it was a really nice experience. And like you say, that's what you want to make of.
Yeah, that's what you knew. Like I said, some of those kids don't have that time or that available at them, and that's what we're there for.
Yeah,
and and we got to make sure that we don't care what color you are or whatever, that you understand the guy next to you could be your best friend for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and
it could be. It all depends on you. It all depends on you. You just got to come out of that shell, and that's what coaches do. Yeah. We have to break that shell, get them out of there.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. One of my friends was talking to me actually the other day that there's a coach here in town. To have him on my podcast, like, what? Probably I'll have some good conversation with him. So probably I'll bring him on one of these episodes,
Yeah. There's a couple coaches here. I mean, there's a couple Bengal coaches that I would recommend. They're very good. There's a couple. I'll give you some names afterwards. They love it. Yeah. They're there for the kids. I think they're not necessarily there for their kid. They're there for the kids.
Okay.
Like I tell people, if you're here for your kid as a coach, it's not good.
Yeah.
You need to be there for the kids. If you're in boxing,
for everyone involved,
If you're in boxing, well, I understand that's your kid. It's an eye sport. But when you're in football, basketball, baseball, it's a team sport.
Yeah, it's a team sport.
And you want the kids surrounded around you to be better. That way they make your kid better.
Yeah.
Because if your kid's the best one on the team, he's always going to be that. But if you challenge him by another kid that's just as good, now they're going to compete.
Yeah, now there's a competition
and he's going to get better.
Yeah, he's going to get better.
He's going to get better or he's going to left behind, and that's where he like has to put the work in, you know? So competition is always good. And like I tell people, coach to get every kid better.
Yeah.
Not to get one kid better, you know?
Yeah, of course. That's the plan at the end of the day, you know?
Yeah, that's what, I mean, Parks and Rec, people complain about it. Well, every kid should play. Well, every kid does play in Park and Rec, you know? Club, you don't. Club, you're guaranteed so many plays, and it's because you're staying behind. And I tell parents, we're giving them the same amount of attention. I go, it's some of these kids, their parents are doing extra, and you see it on social media now. You see the parents taking them, hey, coach, where can I buy a ladder? Where can I buy the cones? What can I do? And they're doing the work. Well, that kid's going to pass. He might have been the worst kid in the team.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he's going to pass one of the best ones because the parents doing the work. You know, because like I said, you only got a couple hours to put into the kids a day.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, T-ball, probably 45 minutes because you're going to lose them. They're going to be digging holes or something, you know. But in football or even club baseball, you only got a couple hours. You know, it's the parents that take them to batting practices or pitching practices or everything else. Their kids are going to be. They might be the worst kid. They're going to be playing starting in high school.
Yeah, it's going to make a difference.
Yeah. So
what you do and get them involved on.
But I mean, other than that, I mean, you're doing the right things. You got you and your wife involved, which is good. Which, like I said, Parks and Rec appreciate that because coaching is hard to get.
Yeah.
Coaches in anything, it's hard to get. I know, I coached years that I would sponsor the team that like, well, we're going to be without a coach. I'm like, there I am, signing up for a coach. I'm like, I'm doing football, Bengals, and I'm doing baseball. I'm like, I'm doing both things, and I make myself available because I want my kid to participate.
Yeah.
You know? And I don't want him not to have a coach, not my kid, and another team. The other kids, I mean, they all got to have it. So it's different, but like I said last year, I'm glad that many parents got involved. You know, it took you to step up, and that's good. That's good. Now, I bet you some of those parents are wanting to coach this year.
Oh yeah, probably
Yeah.
And I see somewhere around there, you know, like it's getting better. Just how we were talking about the other podcast, you know, like now we see like everything changing for the better for the kids in our town, you know, because we come from a background where it was a lot of gang banging, a lot of bad stuff, you know, and now it looks better from what I see, you know.
Yeah. No. Well, it starts there.
Yeah.
It starts getting them off the streets.
Yeah.
It starts getting them off the streets. It starts by you seeing a kid saying, "Hey, why aren't you playing baseball?" Well, my parents can afford it. Come here. I'll pay for it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this kid off the street before he comes steal my stereo.
Yeah.
You know?
And you did a lot of sponsor for a few teams before, right?
Oh yeah, I've sponsored Bengals before. I sponsored probably over 100 kids in the time I've been in. When I was involved with the Bengals, I would just pay their membership. I sponsor Wasco wrestling a lot. I sponsor football. I do big sponsor for football. I've done some golf before. You know, my son golf. Swim. One of my sons was a Valley champion swimmer. So I sponsored all kinds of sports. It's what they get involved. You know, it's for the kids. I don't mind. I tell them I don't sponsor adults. I get adult soccer teams tell me all the time, hey, buy me a uniform. I'm not going to do you
like,
guys.
come on, bro.
Dude. I mean, I understand you came and asked me for your kid, but for you.
But now what's going on here?
You're out there buying a 30-pack of beer every day. You can't buy a uniform. So I like, no. But kids, I do. I mean, every time I have a chance, you know, I do. You know, sometimes money's hard, you know, so we just sorry today we can't.
Whatever's possible.
But we do a little bit, you know. If I can't sponsor $500, here's $100. Help you pay for one kid.
Yeah.
You know, it's something anything makes a difference. So, yeah, I do get involved with the community a lot. I'm involved. I'm not even from Wasco, like I tell people.
Yeah.
Everybody tells me where you're from. I'm from McFarland originally. I mean, I don't have nothing from McFarland left. I have everything. It's Wasco. I tell people where you're from, Wasco.
Yeah.
So I've been here 26 years. 26 years, I'm 51, so that's more than half my life, you know?
Yeah, that's nice, man.
So it's like, you know what? Now everything I do for the kids, I do it to see a difference.
Yeah.
I do it to see a difference. I do it to hopefully these kids are not, like I said, I don't care if they ever come back and buy me a cup of coffee or anything. But you know, when they do come back and say, thank you, coach, and they give you a hug, that feels better than any cup of coffee or any beer they offer you. It feels good, man. It makes you do something that at least you taught them how to respect someone.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. Some of these kids don't know how to respect, you know?
That's nice, man. Thank you so much for being involved with a town like that. Like I said, I always see it, you know, like I was telling your brother, like I see you at the gym for a lot of years and we never really talk, but you know how that starts in every gym, you know, like you see somebody, what's up? After that, you see, like, you know, a month later, you're talking about how's the family, you already know the kids and everything, you know? So that's how it started. And, you know, like I can see you're a really good role model, you know, and for your kids and for people like me that see you at the gym. You know, like it's a motivation seeing you working out with your kid and you know, to stay in a good shape. You know, it's always good seeing somebody like that.
No, it's good. Like I said, when your kids gets older, that's the only way you're going to get them over the hump.
Yeah.
If you want your kid to stand out, you better put the time in it.
Yeah.
So if you want them to get better in boxing, you better learn how to box.
Yeah, yeah.
You better learn how to box. I tell you right now. If you want to get better in wrestling, believe me, I didn't know nothing about wrestling. I started with my oldest when he was 6 years old. He's getting his butt whooped the whole year, won one match. I said, my kid's not going to lose every match. So I got involved with one of the coaches, young guy. He used me as his dummy. He would show me, he'd had me all tangled up, and I'd tell him, okay, I would tell him, how do you get out of this move?
Yeah.
And he goes, okay, this is how you do this, but this is how you get out of it. So I would practice it back and forth. I'd go home and teach my kids.
Okay.
And I learned how to wrestle. I learned how to coach wrestling. I mean, I can't tell you I get on a mat and beat someone, but I can coach it. Okay. And I can coach it. I know position. I know head position. I know, moves and everything. And I know what not to do. I know where not to put your foot, where not to put your hands. And I learn it just by getting involved. Getting involved because I tell people, my kid's not going to lose. I'm not going to let my kids be a loser.
Of course.
And I got involved. Same thing with football. I coached football 2 years in high school. I mean, I played football 2 years in high school. That's it. And I got involved here. I learned some of the Wados came involved, and I started coaching with them. And I started learning. I started learning their habits and got the good, washed up some of the stuff that I didn't like. I'm not going to say bad because I'm not going to talk bad about. But the stuff that I like about them, I washed it off. I'm going to try a different way, moved it around. And I was successful. I was successful. I mean, I think I coached, like I said, 20 years. In 20 years, I must have had 1 year that I didn't make the playoffs.
Oh, damn. Dude.
1 year that I did not make the playoffs. That's 1 year. And that's in 20 years.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
That's in 20 years. In high school, the first year it was a COVID year that I coached. So I was just involved very little. So we didn't have a team because I was the JV coach. Second year, we went undefeated. We tied one game. We went 9-0-1. And the third year, we started 0-2, and then we finished up 6-4.
Okay.
6-4. I switched back to what I ran. They wanted me to run some new formation. Coach goes, well, you have to lose before you get better. I told Coach, I ain't here to lose. I go, I ain't here to lose. I'm going to show your stuff, but I'm running mine. And I ran my formation, and we went 6-4. So I'm like, and like I said, I'm not saying my formation is run. I don't know how to run it.
Yeah.
It's like you can go in the gym and you could tell me this workout's 10 times better. I know what I do.
Yeah, you know what you got of it.
And I'm not saying nothing's wrong with your workout, but
this is the way I do it. Yeah.
This is what I got out of it. I tell people, I'm for 51 years old, I'm pretty strong.
Heck yeah.
Without your workout. And I didn't learn this work. I mean, I learned it from one of my buddies showed it to me. One of my best friends, he showed it to me and told me he would pick me up. I was a big old bolita, and he'd be in my house at 5 a.m, let's go. Or in the afternoon, my legs are sore, my back, let's go. He would pick me up, let's go. Come on, no, let's go. He took me. A month later, he wasn't there. I was there.
Okay.
Yeah, he would show up, and he was still worked out, but sometimes he couldn't do it. I was there. I was hooked. And like I said, it's just, you got to pick up the good and go with it,
Yeah.
Go with it.
Yeah, and sometimes you need the little push, and it'll guide you the right way, And
like I said, that's all wrestling was. I learned how, my kids, I had a wrestling mat I didn't even have a garage. I had a patio. I would roll up the wrestling mat, roll it out, put it in there, practice this, practice. Oh, Dad, I'm tired. I don't care, practice. Do it again. Guess what? The next year, I think he did win the league, which it was USA Wrestling. He won that, made it to state. And then, he was successful. He made it to state 3 times in high school. And that's my oldest son. And then I went with it with the other ones, I went with it. And luckily, they've been good men, And I think wrestling had a lot to do with it, believe me.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, I told you already. If you ever get your kid in wrestling. It's probably the hardest sport. I mean, boxing is hard. Nothing like wrestling.
Yeah.
Wrestling is the hardest sport you'll ever get involved with. I'm telling you from experience. I could be in shape. I was running 10 miles and everything. I went in that wrestling room in 1 minute.
You'll be dead.
I was gassed. My muscles were hurting everywhere. I couldn't anything. I didn't know there's parts you can hurt. Believe me, I was hurting. Yeah. I was like, what the hell? And this is running and lifting. And I was gassed and everything. So get involved and learn. Just pick up something. Anybody that wants to coach, just start learning. I mean, there's so many videos you can watch nowadays, but don't just watch the video. Go practice it.
Yeah, go practice it. Of course.
Yeah, go practice it.
Yeah, I done boxing a little bit, and the cardio's insane. Like I remember the first workout, I'll throw up, just by the workout. But I had never been involved in something like that. But it'll be nice, like you said. Like I want to be the role model of my kid, not just point his finger and do this, do that. You know, I want to do it with him too.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be able to guide him. And then, like I said, like you can't just point at somebody and tell them to do something and, you know, just be sitting down all lazy and you know, out of shape or whatever. So
that's why they told me the other day, they go like, hey, the girl that runs the gym right there, she goes, Jose, 2 months, your son's going to pass you. He's going to be stronger than you. I go, is that a challenge? I go, he won't catch me. Don't challenge me. I go, I won't let him catch me, but that's my goal.
Yeah,
I want him
dude.
to be stronger than me.
Yeah.
But you know me, I'm stubborn.
It's going to be hard for you to pass me.
I'll break a bone or something, but you're not going to be hard. I mean, I went in there and put 335 pounds the other day and hit it, and like I would try 365. It was stuck on me, but I'm like, I'm going to try it. I go, it makes him push him.
Yeah.
You're like, damn, my dad could do that, and he's 50, almost 52 years old.
Yeah.
Well, like,
was my excuse.
yeah.
Now.
So, like I said, that's the role model I want to be. I want him to learn that you can push yourself.
Yeah.
You can push yourself. Push yourself to be better. I mean, we do. Mm-hmm. We do. I mean, you see, you go to the gym. You're like, I'm going to work this today. I saw this work. I'm going to try it. Mm-hmm. Kick your ass, but it's going to be good.
Yeah, of course.
That's what you want. You know, if you don't get nothing out of the gym, then why go?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So how did you get to be who you are now? Like you know, I heard a little bit about your past. What was it? The military, or what shaped your life to change it a little bit different?
You know what?
Well, to make the big change in your life, you know.
Your kids.
Your
kids. You know, you sit down and you think about it. What are you doing for this kid? What exactly? What role model are you being? Like, you know, do I want my kid to be looking at me through a cell? Mm-hmm. You know, I don't want my kids. My kids saw me looking at bars and it'd break my heart. It was breaking my heart. You know, now, you know, I put one through it when he was little. And luckily, I mean, he remembers very vaguely about what it was, but still, you know, I'm like, why did I put him through that?
Yeah.
And I was never raised that way. My parents were never raised. My dad taught me always to work, always to hustle, always. You know, you want to have something, always have a dollar. He always taught me, always have a dollar in your wallet.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is. I mean, the way he said it to me was kind of funny. He said, Dad, son, you never know when you want that girl over there to buy her a drink and something else can happen. You better have that dollar in your wallet. He goes, because, you know, it's true. You never know what you're going to, you have to be prepared.
Yeah.
Have that dollar. You know, he always learned me to have that dollar in my wallet. And I teach my kids all the time. Hey, I give them a $2 bill. As long as you have that the $2 bill in your wallet, there's always going to be money in your wallet.
Yeah, yeah.
If you spend it, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
I go, well, if you spend it, what are we going to get with $2 now? But as long as you have it in there, there's always money in your wallet.
There's always money in your wallet. Yeah,
I go, so right. I teach them like that, and I mean, my kids taught me like that. My kids made me change. You know, my wife too. You know, I put her through hell when we were younger, and I mean, you know, just with the abuse of drugs, you know, and it wasn't a long time. Believe me, I never touched a drug till I was 21 years old.
Oh man.
I was 21 years old. I drank alcohol and I smoked cigarettes because in the military you pick up tobacco.
That's when you were in the military?
Yeah, but no, actually when my parents passed away.
Okay.
When my parents passed away is when I got involved into drugs. 21 years old, I hadn't smoked weed, touched cocaine, touched any methamphetamines or anything, till I was 21 years old, like an idiot.
Oh damn.
And I tell people, yeah, well, you had the trauma of your parents, you know, losing your parents. I go, yeah, that could be part of it, but that's an excuse.
That's an excuse for everybody, yeah.
Yeah, that's an excuse. I go, there's no excuse for that. I go, you were not the man that you should have been. Mm. And that's why I tell people, hey, you know, I hear people all the time, why can't I leave it? I go, you don't want to be the man then.
Yeah.
You have to leave it.
You don't want it that bad.
Yeah, you don't have to. What do you want to be? You want to be this piece of crap? Or do you want to be a good person?
Yeah.
Because there's a good person in everybody. It all depends if you want to dig it out. So it took them, mostly my kid, like I said, my kid at that one, I had one son at the time. And it took him, you know, I wanted to be better for him. I wanted to be a better role model. I wanted to be there for him. You're in jail, you're not. I mean, I did a whole year locked up, one whole year.
Okay.
366 days, actually, leap year, I guess. And I tell him, I don't want to be like that, you know. I don't want him to look up to that. You know what for? You know, or say Dad wasn't here. Mm-hmm. And, you know, you can't support your wife. You can't support your kids if you're locked up. You know, so, and then, like I said, and that money, believe it or not, they say easy money is easy come, easy go. It is.
Yeah, okay.
It is. It is. You won't make nothing with that. I tell you right now, I know millions of people that have made, you know, look at the Mexican, El Chapo. He's locked up forever.
Right,
Where's he going to do all that money?
What happened with all that? Yeah.
Where's all that money? You know, like, and the guy's only like 48, 49 years old or 50 years old, like my age. Still got another 20 years, 30 years to live. Locked up in the cell. I mean, shoot, he's buried or something in the cell. Yeah. I go, what kind of life is that? So like, I changed because of that. To be honest with you, that's what helped me change. Mentality of having stuff, I've always loved stuff. I've always loved. I've always wanted to have something better. Always. I mean, got a house, you know, we got one and my wife wants something better. We looked for a little something better. Cars, I'm happy with whatever I drive. I don't care. Mm-hmm. but my car's always going to be clean
Heck yeah.
and kept up. Kept up. If I had a little dent, my car's going to get fixed.
Nice.
It's in my head right there. Like, there's a dent in my car. There's a dent in my car. I don't want my cars to look like crap.
Okay.
I go, it represents you.
Yeah.
I mean, you see me in the gym, or even when you see me in public, it's very rare that you see me all just trash.
Yeah.
I'm always, my hair's done. People are like, my hair's always
Yeah,
done. I go,
sure.
I don't have much hair. I'm like you, but you can grow, but I don't have much hair, but it's always done. It's just, it makes you, represents you.
Yeah.
It represents you. You know, if you walk in there, todo guandajo, I mean, what is that?
Yeah.
I'm like, if your car's a mess, that means your house is a mess.
Yeah.
That means your life's a mess.
Yeah.
I go, if you can't clean
Everything's like they said. ¿Cómo va ese dicho? Something about your room. Like everything starts like how you keep your room.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that goes a long way for everything in life.
And I work on people's cars all the time, so I tell you right now, sometimes, in no disrespect, but I wonder, like, what kind of person lives in this thing?
Yeah.
Like, you know, and there's some people that do, unfortunately, you know, but I'm serious. I'm like, if you don't have the money to pay for someone to wash it, take 20 minutes of your time and clean it.
Yeah.
Just vacuum it out. Spend a few quarters. Don't have to get a water hose, rinse it down, you know? I mean, there's people that have hot dogs and they've been there like 5 or 6 years, you know? And I'm like, what the hell is this? You could throw the hot dog and kill someone with it. You know? I'm like, but it's just no pride in you.
Yeah.
And then you see the same person, and the person you see like that, you're like, wow, dude, you gotta have some pride. Have some pride in yourself.
Yeah.
If you have pride in stuff you own, your clothing, your everything, you'll have pride in yourself.
Yeah.
And if you have pride in yourself, your stuff is gonna look good.
Yeah.
You're just gonna look good.
And talking about that, dude, sometimes you fade away, se te olvida that you know you've been a little mess or something like that, and then it takes a little one comment or something like that to get you back in your feet again and get straight.
Well, I mean, sometimes we're busy. I mean,
Yeah.
I understand you're busy, but how busy are you that you can't take 5 minutes of your day? Like I tell people, well, I'm so busy I can't hit the gym. I go, you're so busy you can't hit gym, but you can go hit the all-you-can-eat buffet.
Yeah.
You know, like, dude, take care of your body.
Yeah.
You got one. You got one body of you. What are you going to do with the rest? I mean, what are you going to do? Once that body's gone, you're gone.
Yeah, that's it.
So if you want to take care of that body, take care of your car. Unless you have, like you have a parking lot here, but you got 30 cars here. I
Yeah, I
understand.
have a lot of family over there.
But I mean, take care of your car because it's going to take care of you. How do you go to work? Your car. How to get you around to the store? Your car.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a little trash is not going to be. Little trash goes a long way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It rottens up your carpet, rottens up your seats. Your seats are tore up. You know, you leave something on there, it's going to tear your seat. Just take care of it.
Yeah.
Just have some pride.
Have some pride, yeah.
And so I tell people, have pride on yourself.
Yeah, there's a guy that I work with. He was a Empire. What do they call the Empire? The one for baseball? No, what do they call?
Umpire.
Umpire. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
umpire, yeah.
Yeah. He's from Lamont. His name is Harry. I work with that guy, and man, he's so clean, dude. And you said it, everything speaks for himself. Super. Always clean. His clothes done. His vehicle, dude. Like everybody knows, if you pass by and you spill something in his car, like you better go clean it because he's gonna know. You know,
Yeah.
like the way he pulls the locks, and you know that's really good for a person. Last time he called me out on something like that, he's like, "We're doing something. And I had my chair all fold up to the side, and then he's like, dude, he puts the chair. It's like, how come you don't put your chair? It's like the way you put your chair, that little thing represents you. Oh, dude, that didn't get out of my head for like 2, 3, 4 days. Anything that I'll see out of place, I'll be fixing it, lighting it up, you know.
Yeah.
But he said one of the other guys that I work with, he's been on them all his life, and he said when he used to have like 2, 3 games a day, and he used to have like a iron thing. And then his clothes in his back of the truck. So after every game, he'll take off his shirt and iron his shirt again, his pants, and go back again. And then sometimes, like, I don't remember really how he was telling me, but sometimes the parents would come and talk to him, and there was like, he was just helping the guy, and then everybody would go straight to him, you know, think he was the boss. And
Oh,
like,
yeah, because you look all clean.
You look good, you know, he's like, everything speaks for yourself, you know, the way you carry yourself.
Yeah, that makes a big difference. I tell people, and you feel better. You perform better. I'm telling you right now, it's proven. You get kids bad uniform, ugly uniform, they play bad.
Yeah.
You get them dressed sharp, they'll play like superstars.
Yeah.
They'll play like superstars. Why? That's one of the reasons, you know, the football, the Bengal organization for the youth kids, they invest so much money in getting these kids looking good. They look good. They're proud. The kids walk around proud. You give a kid a jersey, like back in the days, I guess, when they had we used to be here, they used to call God, they used to wear green shirts or something. They were something else. I don't remember what it was, but Wasco's team, they were ugly ass jerseys, ugly ass orange jersey. I mean, they were good. Believe me, those goods. But you get these kids looking with the uniforms they have now. Oh my God, they probably would have been national champions because they were good. Imagine looking sharp.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that'd be awesome. You know, that's what these kids do. You gotta look sharp. As a person too. You walk in the shop, and I tell my guys, I'm always buying them different shirts. I don't rent shirts. I don't like them. You give me uniforms. They don't like it. So I buy them H&H shirts, and my logo's been around for years. I mean, it's not mine. It's before I bought it, but it's out there. And I tell them when they walk around, sometimes I look at like, what the heck? What's wrong with this shirt? Didn't I give you a new shirt? Well, I like, dude, I don't want you looking like that. You represent me.
Yeah, exactly.
You represent my shop, and if you look like that, they're thinking the work looks like that.
Yeah.
I go, so I'm always buying shirts. If you need more shirts, I'll order more shirts. You know, a Wasco T-shirt or order some shirts. I go, you represent H&H. Make it look good. I walk in the back sometimes, and I'm like, dude, there's tools everywhere. I'm upset. I'm like, I spend big money on these tools. I care less about the tools. Sometimes I do care, but I go, it's my shop.
Yeah, I want it to look better.
I want it to look better. Clean up after yourself. You know, you're gonna work in a better environment. You know, you're not gonna trip over a damn wrench that you left there or roll your ankle or something on a screwdriver. I go, just pick up. And that's the same thing with people. Yeah, but just pick up, take 5 minutes of their time.
Little by little, yeah. It doesn't take that long, especially when we have it organized. It doesn't take that long.
You know, I have a 18-year-old boy almost at the house, 17, almost 18. And I walk out sometimes, and sometimes I'll sleep in a little longer, and he'll go out, and I'll go outside, and I'll look at the trash can. I'm like, dude, your truck is parked in front of the trash can. Grab the bag. And it's just, and for me, it's bugging me.
Yeah.
It's bugging me, or I see it overflowing, like, why? Why do you do this? Just, guys, I mean, yeah, I guess it's the man's job. I am the man, but he's a man now too. Yeah, he's a man. Now. You're gonna have your own house. What are you gonna do? Just let it overflow? So I go, you know, and I get pissed off when my wife's throwing it. I see her. She's, I got it. I don't know. I'm mad. I go, it's my job or my son's job. I'm mad at her. Like, I'm upset now. I'm gonna fight because she's gonna throw the trash out.
Yeah, somebody do it. Yeah. You gotta be over your mom.
I go, no. I'm gonna fight because she's throwing the trash out. And I'm fighting with her. Why are you getting the trash? I go, I don't want you doing this. That's our job. You know, go in there. You know, I mean, everything's our job in the house. You know, not saying I don't have no daughters. So I tell her, hey, you're gonna pick up the clothes. Pick up the clothes. That's not her job.
Yeah.
But we help out. But the trash should be our job.
Yeah,
you know? And it's so particular that, like, go to her car. I keep her car clean. I do. I go in there and I'll complain like, hey, I don't want this in here. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. I go, no, get your sister shit out of here. I'm like, I go, I want this car clean. And you look at I got a 2000, she has a 2016 Yukon. And you look at it, people look like, damn, car looks new. I go, yeah, because I take care of it.
Yeah.
I take care of it. I mean, I personally don't do it. I have someone. If I didn't have the funds or whatever available, I would wash it.
Yeah.
I did it before. I go, I would wash it, but I go, you got to take care of this. It costs a lot of money to build what you have, you know, so let's take care of it. And it's the same thing with anything, your house. You know, you walk in your house and it's costing you a lot of money.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you want holes in your couches that cost you $5,000?
Yeah.
No, take that stuff off, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's like that, dude. And then, I mean, like you said, everything is involved in life. Any little thing, it'll shows the way you are or who you are.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, the way you walk around, like I said, the way you sit down, if you go act like a fool at a party, I'm sure you've seen plenty of those.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You're like, this guy's, you know, he's not a good person.
Yeah.
You know, I take that back because I'm sure I've acted like a fool at parties before too, but you know that you're not presenting yourself the way you're supposed to.
Yeah.
You know, you can get your beers, you can get a little buzz on, learn when it's enough. Learn.
Yeah, you're supposed
to learn
exactly.
Because you know you're gonna be the clown, and they're not gonna know you for the clown that day.
Yeah,
you're gonna be a clown for a long time.
You know, it's funny how I've been doing bartending for it's gonna be 5 years already.
Wow.
And then the more I get into it, the less I drink, and for the same reason, because I see people acting the way they act when they have a few in their system, you know, and it's just like, damn, is that how I was acting? Is that because you know I relate to them, you know, like, yep, that's me right there. You know, like I've been in those shoes.
Yeah.
And you know, like little by little, I slow down in drinking. You know, like I still on the weekends I'll drink one or two, whatever. But like you hardly ever see me getting that drunk or drunk. You know, like how I used to before. You know, and same thing because I don't like seeing how people react to alcohol now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's. I mean, I've been there, done that. Like I said.
Yeah,
I tell people there's a place and time. You're out with your buddies. You're out in the middle of the desert. Act a fool.
Yeah.
Act with fool. No phones. Everybody, we all agree on that. Don't act like a fool. But you're around wedding, quinceañera, whatever,
With
any
a
celebration with a family there, do
Yeah.
you really want to be that guy?
Yeah, because
You
they're
be
gonna
that-
remember that all their lives. you
Yeah,
know?
and you could ruin someone's
Yeah.
night, you know? I know people that have had weddings that they ruined it, you know, and
Yeah.
it's you know, you're not spending $500 just to throw a wedding. You're spending $20, $30, $100,000, you know,
Yeah.
to throw a wedding. You're gonna ruin it for someone?
Yeah,
It's not cool.
I had all type of clients, dude. I had probably, like I said, it's been 5 years. I only had probably like 2, 3 that they were just really that you're like, hey, dude, I can't give you drink no more. Like you pass your limit, and they'll try to fight or argue, you know, and then you have to get the security involved or somebody, you know. But for most of the time, people are being really have been really nice when I tell them, you know. Last event we had a guy that, you know, he was normal. He kept drinking. He kept asking for double shots and this and that. And then he got to the point where he was like normal, and then all of a sudden you see him getting drunk, you know, like that, dude. And then he came back and I was like, I can't give you no more shots, dude.
Give me a
like,
second.
okay.
I need to use the restroom, brother.
Okay, no, you get it.
You want to cut it real quick? Okay. I mean, man, no. Can I use the restroom?
Okay, we're back at it again. What were we talking about? Se me olvidó, se me fue el rollo otra vez.
Man, we were talking about, yeah, basically
How you carry yourself.
how you carry yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, I do have I am a little conceited when it comes to that.
Okay.
I tell people think you're like, I don't think I'm better than nothing, but I don't consider me trash.
Yeah.
I don't consider myself trash. I tell them I want to look good. I want to go out. I feel like if something's not right, I don't feel good.
Yeah.
Like I go to a trip somewhere, I got extra socks in me. If my feet feel uncomfortable, I switch socks right there in the middle of the Disneyland. I don't care. I was taught in the military
Okay.
that you stand up straight, sit up straight. How you present yourself is going to be how the people are going to act to you.
Yeah.
You know, I have people that come and have conversations that have, you know, they're millionaires, you know. They'll have a conversation with me like nothing, and I don't think that they're any better than me. I think they're doing better or well off, but I don't think they're better than me as a person.
Yeah, of
I mean,
course.
for me as a person, they're a person, you know.
Yeah.
I don't look at their money.
Yeah, and that's what matters the most, you know, like how you carry yourself, because it doesn't matter what you have, you know, like you say, if you're not in shape, you know, it doesn't matter if you have a $300-$400 shirt and you pull it off better with, you know, like if you're in better shape, it'll be a fucking $10 shirt, and you know,
Yeah.
you pull it off better.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, you have to. I mean, it's gonna change the morale of everything. Change the morale of people, around people, which sometimes you don't care how they look at you. I mean, it really shouldn't care how they look at you, but it does make a difference.
And it's all about you, you know, like who cares what other people think? Like, as long
Yeah,
as
but
you
I
feel
mean,
better
think about
yourself,
it. If you have the way you represent your business,
Yeah.
you want to make it look, you want to
Yeah,
be
of course.
flashy because it makes you look better and it makes you dead. So the same thing with me. I tell
Yeah.
people if I look good and everything else, people say this guy's got pride in what he
Everything
does.
is- yeah.
He's got pride in what he does. He's going to do a good job in my car, and I think that's why it's been successful. You know, I
Yeah.
think why my business has been around. I mean, I've been there 26 years with the business. I mean, I bought it in 2007, so I'm not sure. I don't want to do the math right now, by 20 something
Yeah.
years, but the business has been there for over 50 years because they've
been
always
well
been
taken
proud.
care of, yeah.
They took care of it and they taught me. I mean, I learned from the owners, previous owners, you know, take care of this, take care of your stuff, be good. If you screw up, tell the customer. Don't hide it.
Yeah.
Tell the customer I screwed up. That's why we're here. We're gonna fix it. If you hit their car, better be ready to pay.
Yeah.
Fix it. You know, we've done that. You know, we've done that I've done it to a person that we were driving down the road, their hood flew off, old car. We fixed the car. They wrote us a check, bounced the check on us.
Oh damn.
Yeah, we did the repairs. We did $5,000 of repairs. That lady had $1,000 of repairs. We did $5,000 fixing their car. Just pay us for the original repair. She bounced the check. We went to her
Oh.
house and she just made hell and never paid us.
No way. So you end up spending $5,000 for no reason.
$6,000.
$6 yeah, with other $1,000.
Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? But hey, who cares? It's like, you know what?
It's your business.
It's my business.
Yeah.
It sucks. It sucks to lose, but I mean, you have to do that.
Yeah, sometimes as a business owner, you know, like I said, I have a small little thing, but even that, you know, you're still building yourself for something bigger, and you know, it doesn't matter how small your business is.
Yeah.
You know, that's gonna represent you, and then how you take care of it. You know, it's gonna open more doors for you in the future. You know, I was talking to a client last week. She was telling me that she had another bartending services. And she said, yeah, she was all stressed out because her event was gonna be this month or something like that. And then she's like, man, the bartender that I had to hire gave me a price 3 years ago, and then I sent my deposit. And then when I told her now her packages had to change, they were like double the price, and she was trying to charge me for what it is now, you know. So we end up canceling, and now I'm in a rush looking for a bartender. It's like, you know what? I'm so sorry that happened to you. I've been there as a business owner. I lost money a few times. You know, by the end of the day, you know, like, you don't want to make your business look bad, you know?
It's your word.
Like, this weekend itself, I have a event that I booked 2 years ago. And, you know, now my prices are double of what I charge now. And then I still have to do it, you know, because I give her a price. I'm a man of my word. Yeah. So she's going to pay, like I said, like twice less than what I charge now, you know. But I'm not going to make more money out of it or anything. But that's still my brand. That's my name on my business, you know.
And guess what? You'll get more business that way.
Yeah.
You will. You'll get 10 times more business. You know, I've been there, done that, you know. I'm giving quotes, and like at the end of the day, my guys are screwed up, and I tell them, fix it. And they're like, I go, fix it. I'm going to eat it. I go, next time, don't do that to me. Next time, tell the customer. If you told the customer, when I tell the customer, you tell me, this is what we found on your vehicle. This is what's going to cost. And they're telling me, you already checked everything out. And we say, yes. I go, we better keep our damn word.
Yeah.
I go, we might tell them later on, we fixed this right here. I apologize. We found it, but don't worry. It not cost you $1. And it might cost me $200, $300, $400 out of pocket. I go, but I'm going to keep my word. I go, I'm going to keep my word. That's the price. And then I go, me and you'll deal with it later. I go, you know, you better talk about when we get raises, what's going on with here? I took these losses because of you. You know, there might not be a raise. I go, so I tell my guys, so really do your work right. Because I have to keep my word. I mean, that's business.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, we wish as a business we would win all the time. You don't.
Yeah, you don't. You know, and you have to realize that. The sooner you realize, the better it's going to go for you, because there's going to be a lot of losses, and a lot of, you know, you're going to make some money sometimes, but sometimes you have to understand it's going to happen, you know?
Yeah, and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. I mean, like I told you, long as you can pay the bills and you make a little living, you have a little fun. I mean, what are you going to take when you die?
Yeah, you ain't taking nothing.
Nothing. You want to leave it to your kids? No, I want to leave my kids the education. I want to show them how to make that dollar, not give them the dollar.
Yeah.
I don't want them to expect nothing for free.
Yeah.
There's nothing for free here, man. Nothing. I mean, nothing. We're all paying for it. Either you're paying for it or I'm paying for it.
Somebody else paying for it. Yeah.
But it's not free. Believe me, it costs someone else's sweat. So I'm like, I don't want my kids to do that. I don't want nobody to throw in their face, your daddy gave you this, or the government gave you this, or this and that. Nobody. No. You know what? I earned every dollar. You know, your dad will help you. You know, that's what we're for. We'll help you build your little empire. I go, but you keep that empire afloat. You keep paying the bills. You keep doing the stuff, because it's not my empire.
Yeah.
You know, my empire is what I have right now. At the end of the day, when my last son goes to college and walks away and gets married, my empire is my wife.
Yeah.
That's the only one they're going to have. You know, that's going to be the last one there. Yeah, grandbabies will come and visit you, and you're going to spoil them as much as you can. But they walk out the same day, too.
Yeah.
They might spend 3 days, but they're going to walk out. You stay with your wife. So your empire is your wife.
Yeah.
So like I said, the best thing you could teach your kids is education. Educate them. Not necessarily, they don't have to be teachers. They don't have to go to college. Teach them a trade.
Yeah.
Teach them a skill. Teach them how, like I said, we talked earlier, teach them how to be a carpenter. I mean, I know guys that make big money. Teach them how to do mechanics legally. How's that? Not on the streets and trying to make pennies. I mean, pay your taxes.
Yeah.
Pay your taxes is good. Idiot governor, his part, but pay your taxes. But, you know, do the stuff right, and guess what? You'll be successful. You'll be happy. You'll be happy that you're not asking for nobody for that money. Yeah. You know, I can't walk around with proud if I'm not making money myself. You can't. I guarantee you, if your wife was the only one working, and you think you can walk around proud?
Heck no, dude.
Well, I'll wash the dishes. Yeah, I'll wash the dishes. Yeah, that's okay. You should wash the dishes anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you should still try to help out in the house.
Yeah, you have to take care of that pride with you as a man. You know?
As a man and just as a person, you know. As a person, I can tell people it's not pride for your wife to help you. That's not saying that's good. Don't you need to make a living, you have to have 2 incomes now. Yeah. You have to. So that's not saying that's prideful. I'm going to be the man. I'm going to work on you. Yeah. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. I mean, I wish we could do it. I wish we were back in the days. But I'm sure you grew up with your family and my dad, but same way. We had what we can afford. That's it. Yeah. Because there was one guy working the house. You know, my dad. Yeah. You know, nowadays you have to. No.
Yeah, you have to find ways to make income nowadays. You know,
it's a team.
Like, yeah, there's no just one income nowadays. There's no way we can afford that, you know?
Yeah, it's a team. Like, you know, your wife, I see you guys doing it. Sometimes you're at one event and she's in another, right?
Yeah, we've done that.
Hey, that's a team. That's a
Yeah.
team. Like, we got to get the hustle.
Yeah.
Hey, you want that trip to Mazatlan? Let's go. You want to piss off the white people in Mazatlan with a mariachi? And
Let's go.
Let's go.
Make that money.
We're going to get 5 grupos right there at the same. Hey, we can only hear one, but we're going to play fire around them.
Que escuche la pinche banda.
Yeah, hell yeah. You can tell me what to do in our country. Well, not our country. Our country's here, but when we're visiting over there, you know, we're not going to tell the Mexicans what to do in their country, you know.
That is crazy. How did that happen? Huh?
Like, dude, I don't care how much money you spend here. You're not gonna, it's like, why are you guys pissed off because the Mexicans try to do stuff here? No, this is your country, right? This is our country as Americans, you know? Okay, then don't go try to run theirs over there. You're not going to get nowhere over there.
Especially Mazatlan, they're the wrong place to do that.
Yes.
Maybe they could get away like in Cabo or somewhere different part, but Mazatlan, dude, is the world for la banda and all of this.
Yeah, and desmadre, exactly. You're going to piss off the wrong people over there. You'll be lucky if you make it back alive.
Yeah.
So, like, no. So it's the same thing here, you know, like I say, you know, got to get the hustle and go from there. Yeah.
That's good, Jose, man. Now, well, you know, I think we're good for now. You know, really nice conversation, man.
Thank you.
You know, we talk every day at the gym, and you know, I wanted to make this happen, and I just really appreciate it. You know, like, thank you for everything you've done. Thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for being so involved in town, you know, and being a role model for a lot of people, you know, because there's a lot of people that look up to you. I know a few people, me, myself, you know, your kids, and like I said, you're really involved in town. So, man, I want to appreciate that, you know, and just keep doing what you do, you know, and we're looking forward to just seeing the whole the same person, you know?
Yeah, well, at least I know what to expect now. I've never done this, like I said, guys. It's just a conversation with a buddy.
Yeah.
That's all it is, and you know, it's pretty exciting. Sometimes it feels good to talk, you know, and like I said, like you don't do it for recognition, but it's good, you know, that help someone else.
Yeah,
you know, help someone out, you know, and help the business out. Hopefully, you know, and something else, you know.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate it, and your business too. You want to put it out there, you know, so people go stop by. That's your camera.
No, they already know me. Everybody knows.
Yeah, everybody here in town knows.
Everybody knows H&H Automotive, man. I'm there to help everybody out, you know. So no, I appreciate that. I'm not doing it for that.
Yeah.
You know, customers. I could tell people, business is like a clock,
like a circle. Yeah,
like a circle. They could be here. You'll piss them off. They'll go here, but they're always going to come back to who take care of you.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what? I take care of my customers.
Yeah,
I take care of my customers. That's I tell people, customers for me are my gold.
Yeah,
they're for my gold because that's my stake. Without those guys,
that's what pays the bills. Yeah,
without those guys, I'm eating beans the rest of the week. You know.
And it's crazy how some people don't really think about the customer service, man. For me, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Customer service. You know, like now I'm planning my wedding, so I never really deal with vendors before. Like I'm dealing with it now because I was been in the other side, and right now this last 2 weeks that we've been trying to talk to vendors, I'm like, how do people still stay in business? Like I send them a message, an email, or whatever, and they're responding to like 3-4 days later. So by the time I respond, they already booked two people for your position. You know? How do you guys stay in business, not getting back to your clients? You know, that's something I said, I just learned. Like probably that's why we stay busy because like I'm on top of the game. You know, all the time I make sure the customers are always happy. You know, and
you have to do that because I'll tell you right now, those guys that do that business, they're happy making pennies. Mm-hmm. They're happy just paying the bills. We want to pay the bills and be able to enjoy life.
Yeah.
That's what you want to do. When someone asks you what a price, you're like, I'll give you a price right now.
It is, yeah.
You already know your price. So what do you have to get 2 weeks for? I'm not even think about the price. No.
Yeah.
I'm asking what I need. What's your price? Give me the price. You know, and my job is simple. You call me, give me information, give me an hour. I'll look up the information, look up parts, look up everything, and I'll call you.
Yeah.
You know, and there's some people I won't call. I don't want their business. I don't want them around. Yeah. You know, they want you're gonna tell them, well, it's $1,000. Well, can you do 500? Like really? Not even 900? 500?
Yeah, you get those too.
You get those too. Well, you know, it's gonna be 1,500. Well, can I give you 800? Like, what do you want me to do? Just show up with one bottle and one cup, or what? You guys lick it and pass it?
Yeah, I got one a while back, dude. I got one of those.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna be like, oh yeah, just come and do it. It's only gonna be 50 people. I showed up with like over 300 guests, dude. I'm like, what the heck I'm gonna do now? Yeah. But you know, I end up making it happen. But we get those customers once in a while, you know.
Yeah, but other than that, like I said, everybody knows me, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. You know, like we'll stay in touch. You know, see when this is I get a workout with you. I was working out with your boy, but sometimes I want to see if I can push myself a little bit more, you know?
Same thing. I mean, I see you guys work out. I don't know if I could keep up with a young guy like you, but I'll try it. You know me. I'm stubborn. I'm stubborn. You put more weight, I'm going to try it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Jose, man. Pues ahí nos dejamos. Entonces, ahí nos vemos. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Make sure you guys go and check out the whole episode. Y ahí nos vemos.
All right.